Hello. Welcome all. Uh, I am so excited to be here today. I'm Alex Beller. I am the co-founder and president of Postscript, and I'm seeing people stream in. This is great. Come on in. We'll give them a second. We want this to fill up. We want everyone to have a chance to jump in the webinar. Even though this is a one-way conversation and none of you can answer me vocally, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. It's Thursday. I hope things are looking up. Tom Nomand says hello. Hello to you, Tom. Thanks for participating in the chat. If we were in person, I'd give you a handshake. Thanks, Kelsey. Appreciate it. Right back at you. So, okay, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. It's 3 minutes past. So I am super excited. I'm at the top. I'm extremely excited to welcome you all to a very special edition of Postscript's summer product series, the SMS files. So I'm your host today, Alex Beller. I'm the co-founder and president of Postscript. Super excited to be here with you. And I'll be joined today by Oren Charnoff, my buddy Oren. Oren is the co-founder and the CEO of Fondue, which is now a Postscript company. This is our first acquisition ever. We're super excited about it. We're super excited about all the potential and the future of these companies together. And so the focus of today is going to be all about CashBack and Fondue. We're going to be really digging into the details of how it works, what the benefits are, how it works for the brands and shoppers, and just helping you understand all the potential here and how you should be thinking about weaving this into your business. We'll also be taking questions live from you all at the end of the chat. So this is your chance to start formulating them. You can drop them in and the team will push them to me when we get to the end of the session today. So let's dive in. We'll get started. So just to refresh, right? At Postscript, we are all about SMS. Our mission, what we wake up to do, what we go to sleep thinking about, what we dream about all night is how to make SMS the #1 revenue channel for e-com. And so everything we do, everything we think about is how to help you make more money from SMS and how to help you make as much money as possible with SMS as efficiently as possible. And so to date, we have 11,000 brands that use Postscript, and they use Postscript to sell billions of dollars of products a year through SMS. We really feel like we're just getting started, right? You know a lot about us. Our software is powered by a best-in-class services organization. We really focus on being there for our customers, and we see that show up with our 2-minute chat support SLA during business hours. You can always talk to our team and get support from them when you need to. Now, brands who partner with us on SMS, they make more money from the channel, more profitably than any other SMS vendor in the space. And we don't take that mission lightly. And it's why, when presented with the opportunity to increase that yield and that efficiency even more by partnering with Fondue, we jumped at the chance. So when I'm referring to jumped at the chance is earlier this month, we announced that Postscript has acquired Fondue, which is another amazing company focused entirely on e-commerce brands and merchants built on top of Shopify. So what is Fondue? Fondue is on a mission to help merchants make more money more efficiently. Pretty similar to what we do, right? And they do this with a smart coupon alternative called CashBack. And CashBack helps brands and marketers grow their email and SMS lists faster, increase welcome series revenue substantially, and increase contribution margin, which in today's world is so important, by up to 5%. So a month or two ago, you may have seen this back in May, we launched our second product, SMS Sales. And now we've acquired Fondue. And what this means is that, well, we've been busy over here. Right? There's a lot going on. But what this momentum is really about is bringing you, our customers, more value and more ways to make money from SMS as efficiently as possible. And so if you take a step back and you look at the portfolio of our offerings and you're trying to see like what we're up to, right? In general, the opportunity to generate more revenue with Postscript is really clear. With SMS marketing, that first offering that you know well and love, right? You can grow your SMS list, you can deliver relevant campaigns and automations, all that help you sell more stuff, right? We see brands drive about a 34x ROI with our Postscript marketing product. And then next, what came in May is SMS Sales, right? Where we pair expertly trained sales associates with best-in-class software to improve your SMS conversions by over 30%. With SMS sales, we're seeing GMV increases in the range of 4, 5, even upwards of 10, 15, 20% from the service. It's a huge boost, and it's still in its early days. Then, of course, there's our PostScript Plus team. These are the in-house tech experts who work with you hand in hand to optimize and run your SMS program. Shops working with us with PostScript Plus see huge revenue growth from working with our Plus team and adopting all best practices in the space. And then, of course, lastly, the reason we're here today, Fondue, our new cashback solution. Brands who use cashback typically see a 20 to 40% revenue increase on their welcome series. And like I said before, add up to 5 points of contribution margin to their bottom line. It's a really, really powerful device. And so if you add all this up, it's a powerful picture, and you can see what we're up to and how we're thinking about helping brands maximize revenue and do it as efficiently as possible. So you may be wondering, why so many moves like this in such a short amount of time? Well, the backstory here is that because we're focused on SMS and because our mission is driving SMS to be the #1 revenue channel for e-commerce, and because we're such a customer-first organization, we know that this isn't 2019 or 2020, right? The macro environment and the economy has gotten much harder for brands. And we've heard from you all that the focus has gone from driving top line growth at all costs to margins and efficiency and just running a smarter, healthier business. In fact, we recently read Shopify's Commerce Trends report, and they found that 73% of brands on Plus reported constrained cash flow this year. That's a huge percentage of shops and brands that are feeling the pressures around macro. And so us delivering solutions that help you grow more efficiently than ever is extremely important and timely. And so we knew we had to innovate. We had to make sure we were providing the right value and the right products to you all. So that was one of the big driving forces behind our acquisition of Fondue, right? It was this idea of efficiency. Cashback literally adds points to your contribution margin. And that happens by making simple swaps of cashback in place of traditional coupon offers. It's really simple. So because Fondue is the only solution out there that allows brands on Shopify to adopt cashback, for PostScript, this acquisition presented just an amazing opportunity for us to give merchants and brands another tool in this challenging climate. Okay, so finally, I want to reiterate, right, that we want brands to make more money with PostScript than anywhere else in the SMS ecosystem. And that's why this idea of driving more revenue more efficiently, it's exactly why PostScript plus Fondue made so much sense. So if I can leave you with one thing before I bring Oren out, it's that we will keep finding ways to help you sell more stuff, SMS, sell more stuff, more efficiently. So let's dig into the agenda for the rest of the day. What we want is for you to walk away from this session feeling comfortable and confident about exploring cashback, that it's a revenue driving and margin increasing strategy. So we're going to touch on a couple items today. The first is the idea of the mechanics of cashback, right? What is it? How does it work? What problem is it actually solving? Next is time to value. Your time is really precious. We know that. And implementing a new strategy like cashback can be risky. And so Oren is going to take you really deep into the getting started process, including how we help every brand who wants to adopt Fondue utilize a risk-free A/B testing process so you can ensure before you fully adopt it that cashback is a moneymaker for you. And so finally, we're going to talk about the customer side of things, the consumer side, right? We'll walk through the actual experience of being a consumer utilizing cashback. You'll get to see how simple it is and learn some of the best practices to make sure that you really shine. Then it's all you. We'll turn the mic over. We'll answer your questions. Oren and I will both be available, maybe some others as well. So with that, I'm very excited to hand the mic over to my friend, Oren Charnoff, co-founder and CEO of Fondue. Oren, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Beller. It's great to see everyone. I'm Oren. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO at Fondue, a proud PostScript company now. At a super high level, our goal remains the same, which is to replace every single coupon code online. We do this with our more profitable and higher converting alternative called Cashback. And it's been so meaningful that we've been able to do this and to scale up until, I guess, a couple weeks ago on our own in that Shopify ecosystem. And now we're just so thrilled that we get to scale even faster. Doing this as a PostScript company means we'll get to impact more brands, help more founders achieve more profitable growth sooner. So with that, we will dig in. So at a super high level, discounts are really important. Shoppers have come to expect it. In many respects, it is a currency of conversion. And shoppers and brands have grown addicted to coupon codes. Brands are used to marketing them, and shoppers are used to looking for them. And they're functional, they work. Like we said, discounts help. But coupon codes, which we'll get into in a bit, are pretty problematic and are pretty stale legacy old technology. Not a lot of folks have thought about a different way to discount. And so that's what we've done. And shoppers and brands love cashback. Shoppers enjoy greater savings opportunities, while brands get to enjoy more growth and more profit. So this is also a really important problem because coupons are everywhere. We've pulled some data and we see on average 17% of every Shopify transaction is done with a coupon code. We spoke to a brand yesterday who pulled up the data for the first time and learned that it was 1 out of 4 transactions of theirs. That is a lot of margin. And these coupon codes come in so many different types of flavors. This could be dollar off, percentage off, buy one, get one, free gift with purchase. And also coupon codes are all over the place. Ads, influencers, affiliates, on-site, off-site, email, and SMS. But what do all of these permutations of coupon codes have in problem? They will every single time guaranteed make you less profit. It is a flawless technology to make less margin per conversion. They are really good at it. And when you ask a brand, really, how much are you losing in coupon codes today? Or more specifically, what is your discount strategy? Most brands don't have an answer. Lo and behold, there's a view inside of Shopify. We call it the Abraham, named after my co-founder, Abraham Lucy, who pulled it up, and brands always have a jaw-dropping moment where you can see the difference between gross sales and net sales is net of returns and also net of discounts. So I invite folks to pull that up in their Shopify reports today to quantify your discount addiction, to quantify your coupon code problem. But it's okay, we're here to help. But when we think about coupon codes and the role that they play in the shopper journey, it's sometimes completely irrelevant. Because when we think about D2C shoppers who are purchasing from stores built on Shopify, as opposed to those on marketplaces, these are shoppers that are connecting with the brand first and price second. That's because they're connecting with the brand story, maybe the referral from a friend. They're connecting with the brand because of an influencer who said something compelling, the product's organically sourced. And of course, also, there might be price consideration too, as opposed to marketplaces where these folks are just driven by price. So you spend so much time building that relationship with shoppers because it is a brand first and price second experience. However, with these coupon codes, that means that you're subsidizing purchases for shoppers unnecessarily, losing profit margin while that coupon code does not contribute to your growth. And so what we've done is we solve this coupon problem with cashback. And we work with brands to help them make more money more efficiently. The concept of cashback isn't new to consumers, and that's the beauty of it. It's a simple motion that works for merchants and for shoppers alike. And it works by making super simple swaps, by replacing what was coupon codes with cashback offers. In our case, shoppers get to choose the incentive, the cashback that's best for them, be it a prepaid Visa card or site credit back to the brand to incentivize a repeat purchase. And if you think about that as an alternative to 10% off always, it can really have a substantial impact. So now we're going to dig into how this works in just a bit. But now let's just talk about why it works. So at a high level, the way that cashback works is that shoppers complete a full price purchase, knowing they're eligible to claim their cashback post-purchase. They have the right to claim their cashback if they so choose, either as cash or most often a greater value as site credit back to the brand. And this cashback can replace coupon codes everywhere, ads, influencers, affiliates, on-site, off-site, and in retention marketing. I really want to narrow the scope of this discussion here today to that pop-up and welcome series, which we're going to speak about in just a bit. But if we look at quick cashback math, the why it works, on average amongst most of our brands, really in that bell curve that really hugs most of these brands, we see about 1 out of 2 shoppers don't claim their cashback, which again makes sense because many folks are connecting brand first, price second. We see about 20% of shoppers choose to redeem their cashback as site credit. That's 1 out of 5 shoppers are signing up for LTV as opposed to a discount. And we see on average about a third of shoppers, closer to 30%, redeem their cashback as cash. So given this costs only 30 cents on the dollar compared to the coupon code, brands can reinvest that money for the shoppers who maybe don't claim their cashback or do so as LTV, and can actually increase the offer, making it more compelling, so you can increase the number of shoppers who engage with you as a result. And cashback is a huge win for shoppers. Firstly, they get choice. They get to choose the incentive that's best for them and get rewarded if it's site credit with greater value. Also secondarily, given nearly every brand we work with increases the cashback value due to the profitability as opposed to the coupon code discount, shoppers enjoy greater savings opportunity. So for the shoppers, they get to enjoy more savings should they choose. And for brands, they actually get to enjoy more profit at the same time. And when we think about some of the key metrics to measure if cashback works for your brand, this goes to the previous point that I said, that we're really focused on that pop-up and welcome series, that this is the best way to discount on that pop-up and email and SMS initial flow. It's a great place to test, which we'll speak about in a bit, but the core metrics to measure if this works for your brand in that use case is number 1, list growth. Does the cashback test against the coupon code control get you more email and SMS subscribers? We see a 30% boost on average, which then of course leads to the welcome series revenue, where we're seeing this 20 to 40% of increased welcome series revenue. And then lastly is efficiency. This is all about profitability. We're seeing brands enjoy up to 5% more margin on their cashback discounts as opposed to their coupon codes. Those are the 3 core metrics we'll keep chatting about. So now that we've spoken about the value of cashback and some of the core metrics and the impact that cashback can have for your brand, now let's chat about who can use cashback. So cashback is more than just SMS, as the slide says. While Fondue can do a lot with SMS and PostScript, our cashback is capable of working with many more platforms and channels. Some of our top customers are brands that are using Klaviyo, Attentive, and the like. And most merchants are using cashback within the email and SMS welcome series. Though again, it could be used anywhere coupon codes are found. And then when we think, if you're wondering if your shop is a good fit for cashback, here's what we usually recommend as good green light markers. Firstly, is your brand doing north of $1 million a year? That's because we don't just want to have a percentage change. We want to drive real margin dollars to the bottom. Number 2 is most of your transactions are done in US dollars. Today, cashback only supports USD transactions. And then lastly, of course, is the discount that you're currently providing on the pop-up and welcome series. It's best to A/B test against percentage off, but will test against anything. So do those sound good? Now let's chat about actually getting going and using cashback. So it's important to take a step back and recognize that implementing any new technology can at times come with a tremendous amount of risk. That's why we lean heavily into the onboarding period at Cashback with a point of view of 2 core KPIs. The first is time to value, where we measure our entire team on time to value for brands. And then secondarily is profitability for your business. Is this making an impact, and is it doing so quickly? So why we start with the welcome series is for a number of reasons. The first is if I came to a brand and said, let's A/B test this on your ads, influencers, and affiliates, attribution there is pretty opaque. A lot of folks consider it more art than science. The pop-up and welcome series is an incredible clear place for A/B testing. With great tools like PostScript, Klaviyo, and the like, there's incredible A/B testing functionality built in. So with your existing stack, you would just do an A/B test of coupon code discounts on the pop-up and welcome series versus cashback. And your existing stack will be able to measure which A/B test had better performance. So it's a neutral third-party arbiter to build some trust before we grow to displace other coupon codes. Secondarily is consistency. So many brands are using the pop-up email and SMS welcome flow, and it's a very important automation. We see for some brands, this drives 40% of their GMV. It is by far the number one automation on Shopify in e-commerce. So not only is this a great third-party place to test, but it can add immediate value right off the bat. And then secondarily is iteration. It's quick and easy to do A/B tests on the pop-up and welcome series, and then it's something that you get to set and then enjoy it thereafter, because it is, at the end of the day, in automation. So now, how do you actually get started with cashback? So brands will install the Fondue app called CashBack, which could be found in the Shopify App Store. And then they just set up that cart widget to ensure that cashback is a part of that cart and that customer journey. Secondarily, with a PostScript or Fondue, those are one and the same these days, is that we can help you set up your first promotion, your first cashback inside of that Fondue app. Thereafter, the folks at Fondue, aka PostScript, aka CashBack, will work with you to just build out that A/B test. Now, again, these are small textual edits to your existing flow. These are not new creatives. This isn't recreating pop-ups. It's your existing stack with small, detail-oriented changes. And then lastly is we launch the test to measure those results. And then thereafter, you just get to, of course, if the A/B test goes well, which it nearly always does, is you then just get to enjoy cashback as a discount of choice on that welcome series thereafter. So at PostScript, and at Fondue, we are customer obsessed. That means that what we really want to focus on here, actually before the customer obsession, is the merchant journey, right? Actually want to take a step back and say what the actual A/B test is like. So we spoke about setting up the flows. Now let's take a look at what the A/B testing is. So the A/B testing is this risk-free period at no cost where you get to measure the coupon code in the pop-up and welcome series versus cashback. So firstly is this A/B testing will assist you in the setup of it and will communicate the data back to the brands. And some of the core metrics that we're measuring, like we said, is list growth, it's welcome series revenue, it's profitability per conversion, it's AOV. It's looking at that full funnel of that pop-up and welcome series journey through the transaction. We'll share this data on a weekly basis to ensure that we're iterating and we're on the same page throughout. And then once the winner is done, you simply press a button to ensure that all that pop-up and welcome series volume is done with cashback as opposed to coupon codes. Now, at a high level, what you'll receive from the A/B testing is you'll get this TLDR summary at the top, which will ultimately be measuring the welcome series revenue and the conversions of the cashback test versus the coupon code control. These tests generally take about 2 weeks. Now, that of course depends on your pop-up and welcome series volume. Larger brands can get statistical significance in days, and some smaller brands, it might take a couple weeks. That's why we like to set the expectation of at least 2 weeks of testing. But we'll break down the test much more granularly. We'll take a look at the pop-up opt-in rates. And of course, when we say welcome series revenue is comprised of your list size times conversion rate times AOV. We'll break all this down to understand why the welcome series revenue has changed. And then, of course, we'll look at the redemption data to understand profitability. So, as I was saying before, at Fondue and at PostScript, we are customer obsessed. That means we're obsessed with the merchants, but also obsessed with the shoppers and their whole customer journey. So that's what we say when we say shopper, we're referring to those shopping at your sites. Now we'll hop into a live demo, walking through what your experience would be as a shopper, and we'll do this on the Cape Diablo storefront. So now it says I can't share the screen. There it is. Good stuff. All righty. So I think folks can see my screen now. This is one of the first brands that worked with Fondue, Cape Diablo, immigrant founded. It's an 8-digit brand, bootstrap profitable. They sell Apple Watch and bracelet accessories, about $100 AOV, 30-year-old female shopper. And one of my favorite facts about Cape Diablo is the founders like to remain anonymous. They're minor league basketball players who have said in their own words that they know they won't make it pro. So they've side hustled this business into generational wealth. It's totally an incredible story. Kind of like Bruce Wayne and Batman. No one knows who's behind Cape Diablo, but we do. Anyways, so with Cape Diablo, rather than a 10% off, they tested it with 20% cash back. If you notice, this is their same pop-up they were doing before. We just changed a couple of words. That is literally it. So then shoppers opt in, and then on the success page of that pop-up, or for many brands, they're actually just serving the discount in the welcome series flow thereafter. What the brand says with better marketing language is if you want to shop with cashback eligibility, use the link below, meaning only if you press this magical button are you eligible for cashback. That's done through a cashback UTM, which can really go at the end of any URL. And these UTMs, these URLs, are actually way more secure than coupon codes, because Rakuten Honey and Retail Me Not do not listen and spread UTMs like they do coupon codes. So it's way more secure. In any event, when shoppers press that button, the shoppers see throughout their journey, which you can choose to include or exclude our toast, though it certainly helps, that the shopper is eligible for cashback, which they're reminded of in their cart as opposed to checkout where coupon codes live and die. So the shopper here sees in their cart that their full price purchase, in this case of $88, is eligible for 20% back, which, as the fine print says, gets redeemed post-purchase from a redemption email. And it's not valid if a coupon code is applied to the order, meaning if a shopper adds a coupon code at checkout, they forfeit their right for cashback. They lose their eligibility. At the bottom of the cart is our oh so important widget, which fairly explicitly says, if you buy this, you will get $17.50. So shoppers complete their purchase and they get their Shopify receipt, they get their track their shipment email or SMS, and then they get their best email or SMS of their life. Do you want to claim your cash back? Do you want some money? Now, nonetheless, some shoppers still won't claim it because it wasn't an important part of their customer journey. This isn't why they decided to convert. They connected with the brand at a higher level. But for those shoppers who do claim it, they simply confirm that they're the purchaser, no different than a returns tool, where they either claim their cash back as cash or at a greater value as site credit back to the brand. And the brand can decide and frankly test how much to juice up the site credit, and then they get their cash back. So now that we've gone through a bit about the shopper journey, I now want to talk about some of cashback best practices, the right ways to be using cashback. And we've got a lot of data to back this up. Number one, this applies to any A/B testing, but in this case, it is so important to test and change as few variables as possible in that pop-up and welcome series. We are truly just changing the discount type and most often the discount value. Those are the only things that should be changing. Hold all else equal. Number two, cashback is way more profitable than coupon codes. Therefore, brands should discount more aggressively. Given that it's a 30% redeemed as cash redemption rate, and it costs 30 cents on the dollar, let's say you were doing 10% off, and now you're offering 20% back. And that 20% only gets claimed as cash a third of the time. Well, a third of 20 is 6.7 as a discount average, which is 3.3% more profitable than 10% off always. And therefore, you can discount more aggressively while doing so more profitably. We insist that brands A/B test with a steeper cashback value than coupon code. Number three, folks should be testing this throughout their full welcome series funnel, meaning do this on both email and SMS. And for brands that today are not using SMS, I know of a great tool you should be using. But this should be used throughout the entire welcome series funnel, not just a part of it. Number four, let us build this for and with you. This is just adding us to that pop-up email and SMS tool, doing small textual edits. We live for the details. Those monotonous welcome series changes is actually what we're passionate about and do for a living. And we have the best practices on what's the right language to describe this discount type. Although certainly before any test is launched, you would approve of the flows to make sure it's kosher, it fits your brand ethos. Number 5 is don't A/B test for forever. There's a point of diminishing returns. For any football fans out there, you can move half the distance to the goal and never cross the plane, or that asymptote never crosses that Y and X axis. There's a point where it's only marginal improvement. So we don't need to A/B test for forever. And then lastly, it is critical to make the site credit value a higher number than the cash offer. This is post-purchase, when the shoppers have already decided that they're willing to bring your products into their home, into their space. They've got confirmation bias that they love the brand. Number 2, if they are discount or deal junkies, they will see a bigger number, more value, they want it. So what we hopefully walk through here is some of the ways that this can add value for brands. And as a quick case study, if you take a look at Obvi, who at this point is almost exclusively cashbacking as opposed to couponing, on their pop-up and welcome series, they enjoyed a 10% larger list, but I really want to focus on the profitability here. For every $100,000 of welcome series revenue that they were generating, they added $12,000 more of margin. That is a massive boost, and why they are the case study here. But we would love to have an opportunity to see if this is something that can fit you to help you overcome your coupon code addiction. And I think at this point, I now turn it over to my new boss, Alex Beller.
Hey, Oren. Great job.
Thanks.
Thanks for leading folks through it. That was awesome. So in a few minutes, we're going to turn the floor over to everyone watching and listening to answer some questions of theirs. But while you formulate what these questions are, we want to share one last very special thing with you. So we are so excited about the value of CashBack and about Fondue and all the value that it can bring to the D2C community that we want to make it as easy as possible for all of you to beat your revenue goals on Black Friday, right? And in order to do that, we're running a little promotion of our own. So if you're currently a PostScript customer and you add Fondue into the mix with PostScript, you'll get 10% off your minimum spend for each month that you have a cashback offer live in your welcome series. So that means if your minimum commitment on PostScript is $5,000 and you add Fondue's cashback, you'll get $500 of your spend back each month for the duration of your contract. If you're not a PostScript customer today, you can also get in on this offer and this action by signing up with us and Fondue. It's a great way to bring down your costs, bring down your SMS costs ahead of the holiday season. So a couple little details on this promotion. We're going to offer it through the end of September, though if you sign up before then, it will continue to run for you, like I said, for the duration of your contract. But we wanted to limit it to end of September so we have time to run the A/B test and get you up and running ahead of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And secondly, you have to be on a contract with PostScript. So you'll want to talk to someone on our team to figure out how you become eligible if you're not today. Otherwise, reach out. There's a ton of upside with Fondue, and we just know that the combination of cashback and SMS marketing will make you even more money as we head into Q4 pretty soon here. Great. So with that, the floor is yours. You can go to the Q&A tab on the right of your screen, and let's get some questions going. We also have some special guests in the chat that will field some questions live if we may not have time to speak to them. So in general, don't hold back, and we will make sure that we get to your questions. Okay. First one from Anonymous, very mysterious. This could be anyone. This could be anyone. What other places outside the Welcome series have brands seen a lot of success with cashback? Oren, what comes to mind?
Totally. So what's so great about the pop-up and welcome series is that it's a place to build trust, right? It's a great place to see, is this discount something that's great for your brand and for your shoppers? So thereafter, we can go anywhere. But the most common place that we've seen brands graduate from the welcome series is actually to site-wide campaigns. So this is if you're doing a July 4th, a flash sale, a Father's Day sale, a Mother's Day sale, a BFCM, if you will. This is a great coupon code alternative for that. So that's where we see the biggest impact and the most common place brands graduate from the welcome series to.
Right. So if I'm a marketer and I want to maximize the upside of cashback, which would come in the form of faster list growth, higher contribution margin, higher profits, etc., I would think about it as a coupon replacement. But the place to start is the welcome series, where we can do a structured A/B test and get volume. Cool. What's next? At what point do you see a drop off in profitability? And is this percentage back something all brands should test? So I think what they're asking here is, how high of a cashback offer can you offer where it still makes sense?
Totally. So what we see is cashback works best for brands with a sub $300, $400, $500 AOV, because naturally, the higher the cashback value, the more likely the shopper is going to be to redeem it. So what I would say is this can work for all brands across all categories, but where we have the most conviction is totally AOV driven. It totally works outside of that, but it really nearly always does when we are at that sub $300, $400, $500 AOV point.
Makes sense. Next, how should I think about fitting cashback into my Black Friday strategy?
So,
do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, use it, but also use it with confidence. This is an extremely important time of year where brands are driving a substantial amount of their revenue. That's why for folks that can build up their trust now, they could hopefully get to a point where they view this as that discount alternative for any sale, including that time of year. So last year we had a number of our brands replace all their discounts with cashback for BFCM, and we're excited to see that happen again this year. But in the meantime, it's a great way to be building up a larger list. You should be doing this throughout the year, but especially Q3 going into Q4. This is a great time for list growth maximization, and cashback is an awesome technique to do just that.
Totally. Cool. This is from Peter. So if a retailer had a physical storefront, can the system be integrated into a traditional POS like Square?
So as operators and as founders, we have to choose where to focus. So we get pulled in so many different directions, but we want to remain disciplined for this, for now, just in the Shopify ecosystem and as the discount of choice on the pop-up and welcome series. We've got a ton of plans, and every time someone requests something, we write it down so we can prioritize accordingly. So Peter, you made it to the list. A bunch of folks have asked about integrating into retail, but we still want to be the best at what we're doing and focused on doing just that. So we're going to remain online for Shopify wherever coupon codes exist, and starting off with that pop-up and welcome series until then.
Makes sense.
So in short, no, we don't.
TLDR, that's a no.
Yeah.
But thanks for asking, Peter. We appreciate it. Okay, so you mentioned discounting more aggressively. Why does that work for cashback? And does cashback hurt customer LTV because you're offering a larger amount off?
Yeah, so this is a super important question because a lot of what we spoke about is pointing to cashback being a more profitable and higher converting initial purchase. For the next question here, which is how does cashback impact LTV? I say bring it freaking on. If 1 out of 5 shoppers are choosing to redeem their cashback as site credit, those are shoppers that are opting into LTV. Not to mention half the purchases done at full price and full margin. You're actually starting off with more LTV, right? That's a faster CAC payback, if you will. And something that's super important that we're passionate about is the site credit retention automation. Everyone talks about cart abandonment, browser abandonment, birthday flows. Some of the most effective retention flows that we've seen very few brands use, that is most effective done through SMS actually, is the site credit flow, which is to message site credit holders on a frequent basis, about every 6 weeks. And it should come from the voice of the founder of a brand instead of the brand itself, saying we've all got gift cards and site credit burning holes in our wallets. Don't forget you've got some to my brand. And then you send them an LP, and that landing page can have high margin product, can emphasize subscription, whatever it is. So the fact that we turn 1 out of 5 what would be couponers into site credit holders is an awesome opportunity to bring that second purchase in much sooner. So yeah, we have a lot of thoughts on LTV as well.
Makes sense. All right. Next question. What site credit discount do you recommend if we propose a 20% cash back on the welcome pop-up series?
Totally. Yeah, sorry, Beller.
What do you think? No,
I have thoughts. So my thoughts here are that we generally have as a default that it should be about 20 or 25% higher, but it's something that can also be A/B tested, right? We can see what the redemption rate at site credit is at 20 versus 30 or at 50. In short, we default to make it at least 20% more valuable, but it's something that can be tested up and down as well.
Cool. All right, next. When does my store pay for the cashback selected as gift cards?
Sure. So when the shoppers redeem their cashback at site credit, we just trigger the Shopify site credit and gift card. So frankly, there is no direct cost in that moment. It's only when that site credit later gets used. So there is no direct immediate cost. It's only should they use it.
Right. So people pay full price up front. And then if they select their cashback as store credit, really that's like only going to get used in the case of an additional purchase anyway.
Yes.
Super cool. Okay, next question. Where does the money for the cashback come from?
Totally. So in the event that the shoppers claim their cashback as cash, it's actually Fondue who will pay the money out to the shopper on a prepaid digital Visa cash card. And then the brand reimburses Fondue on a weekly basis at cost. So you're actually getting some free float for a couple of days where we cover those discounts for you. And then the brands at cost do a reimbursement on a weekly basis. So the money ultimately comes from the brand. But firstly, it happens less than a coupon code. You get to recognize more revenue. And with the redemption rates, it's more profitable. But we'll facilitate that payout. And then you just reimburse cashback Fondue, aka Postscript itself.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, next question. That's a very serious one. Very serious one. For the founder of Fondue, what's your favorite type of fondue?
Okay, so we're gonna get real, people. I am lactose intolerant. I don't eat any fondue, just the digital kind. But one time we had a brand who said their favorite fondue is a gravy fondue for meat, which I've never seen, but I hope to one day. So in short, I'll just take it online for now because kid can't hang with the real stuff.
In short, hypothetically, the gravy.
Hypothetically, the gravy.
Awesome. Well, that is what we have time for today. Oren, thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom and your perspective. And to all the customers and operators out there, really hope that you take a look at Fondue. You can reach out to the Postscript team if you're interested. We can get you set up with that offer, but it's only available through end of September. And really hope that you've gotten a bunch of value from today. We're excited about the future. So thanks for joining us.
Long-time listener.
This recording will be sent out. Go ahead, Oren.
I was going to say long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you. All right. Thanks, everyone.